Welcome, DP here with Slowride-roadtrip. Today we're going to be working in the garage. We're going to put on a headlight guard and a rack on the front of this 2021 Honda Trail 125. Don't got very many miles on it, probably less than 100. Here's the rack from Moto Skill we're going to put on there. Pretty simple installation. Show you how I do it. I like to cover things up that could have things drop on them, like the fender, so I'm going to stick a fender cover on. So if I decide to drop a wrench or some bolts or something, I don't scratch that up too bad. And then also I like to cover this up because as we're installing this thing, we'll just do 2 bolts at a time. These 2 bolts here have to come out, so I'm going to do the top ones because it's a little easier. I can let it set on here. Just let it set here and pivot as I do the bolts. You can only do 1 set at a time on these top 2 or the 2 bottom 2, so you can pivot that. Otherwise your bracket's going to get loose and fall off there. So we'll just do 2 at a time, and that way we can go on like this, pivot these out of the way. Let this rest on there, but I'm going to put a little of this painter's tape on there. And just to give that ring a little protection, so when I'm setting that on there, I don't scratch it up and get a little carried away. So, there we go. I can drop stuff and I can set that bracket on top of there without causing any problems or scratches. So I've loosened everything up, so all you gotta do is do it I can do it with my fingers right now. So go ahead and take these, work the top 2, pop those out real quick. Show you how I install this. First thing to go on then is going to be our bushings. Fit these indentation here. So what I like to do is I take some little Vaseline and just dip a little bit of it on there. Don't need much. Just dab a little on there. Nice thing about Vaseline, you can get it on stuff and it'll come off. I'm going to stick it in there. Get a little twist. I'll do the same with this one. Goes on the other side. Just kind of holds them in place there nice. And doesn't really make a mess. If it does, then it's no big deal. You just wipe it off. Whereas if you use grease or something like that, you can end up making a mess. So there's the top 2. We'll stick a couple bolts in there. I'm going to leave that sit on there on top of that tape. I like having that there. It just makes me feel a little better about setting it on there without any protection at all. So let's do these by hand first and get them started. But it wouldn't have hit the fender anyway. Okay, and I'm not going to tighten them up. As a matter of fact, I'm only going to put them in a couple of threads so that this will pivot and not be squeezed down tight. This one here, to get a couple of threads. There we go. So now I've got these top 2 held in. Keep this bracket from going anywhere. So now I could take these bottom ones out. And again, I've just got them finger tight right now. So now I'm going to do the same on the bottom to hold these bushings in place. I'm going to dab a little Vaseline on this side. Twist it just a little, give it a little extra. Let's see here. There we go. And one more. A little dab will do ya, as they say. Can't remember what that was from. Whirl Cream or some sort of commercial from a million years ago. Okay, got those sitting pretty well where we want. And stick our bolts in. Got it jiggled there. It looks like I hit the spot the first time there. Found some threads. Try the other side. First time. Let's go ahead, and now we got all 4 bolts in. We can go ahead and snug her up. Don't have to worry about this touching anymore because it's in position and it will not hit. That side, come over and do this one. Don't want to get too crazy, just snug them up a little. I want them to come loose, so we'll just crank her down a little bit. There you have it. All there is to putting that on, and then the racks were real simple. You just set it on top here. Drop them into place. This just uses the nylock type thread, so you don't need any washers or lock washers or anything. So we'll snug those 4 bolts up. That will complete the project. Looks pretty good on there. Let's get rid of the tape here real quick. So that's not showing up. It's flat. That is just what it's going to look like. Get rid of that. And there you have it. Looks pretty good. I like that. I like that. And it is, like I said, very heavy duty. You can see if I can get a close up that you can actually see those welds are really thick where they've welded. So, and it's got some sort of paint on it to rust inhibitor, I suppose, of some sort in there. So looks good on the 2021 Honda Trail 125. So that completes this project. This is DP from Slowride-roadtrip signing off. Thanks for joining me.